What is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New coming at you this Monday morning. We had a wonderful weekend in sports, to say the least. The NFL was in full swing. Of course, the NBA was doing its thing as usual with full slates of games over the weekend. Right now, I don't want to focus too much on the NFL because, of course, my team, the Tennessee Titans, did not prevail, and it's a wintry wonderland right now in Tennessee. Snow coming down everywhere. It would have been nice to have some snow yesterday. Then maybe the Titans could have pulled off the victory, and Derrick Henry could have ran a little bit more, but instead there was clear skies, and they decided not to feed him the ball the way they should have. But that's a whole nother story, and Derrick Henry getting a lot of slack on the internet for not stepping up to the plate. But I might just have to make a whole nother video about that to give you my take on what really happened that game, as well as some of the other games. But anyway, like I said, you know, this channel does not focus on the NFL. It is an NBA channel, so I'm gonna focus on that, continue to focus on that for right now. So just gonna give you some of my thoughts on some of the games that progressed over the weekend, and especially that of our Los Angeles Lakers with King James and LeBron James. So of course, Friday night, the Lakers took on the Chicago Bulls, and I must tell you right now, the Bulls are like maybe 9th or 10th in the East right now. But I guarantee you, you check the standings in another 2 or 3 weeks, and I guarantee you the Bulls are going to rise up to at least the 5th, 6th, or 7th seed out in the East. Because, man, Zach LaVine, I don't know if anybody is paying attention, but he came out and dropped like 40 on the Lakers. Then turned around Sunday and did it to the Clippers and dropped 45 on Kawhi. So, I mean, Zach LaVine is the truth. They got a really good, young, well-coached team. I really expect the Chicago Bulls to make some noise out east. So don't count them out, because they're competing against every game that they're in. Every game that they play, they are in. So it's not like they're getting blown out. But anyway, back to the Lakers and the Bulls that Friday night. So, of course, Anthony Davis didn't suit up. He was hurt. Now, I realized this was a second night of a back-to-back. So this was a second night of a back-to-back for LeBron James. But yet the younger Anthony Davis couldn't make it because he had an abdomen strain or something like that. But he was available the next game. But anyway, he just wasn't available that game. So, of course, LeBron steps in and steps up to the plate. And, I mean, has a hell of a game. And, I mean, he is just doing this thing. The fadeaway is falling. Everything is falling. And I got to say another thing. THT is looking real good. For all the people who thought he was just a preseason prodigy, that he wasn't going to be able to come in the regular season and give you quality minutes, well, he has dispelled that assumption right off the top, because that is simply not the case. He giving you some very quality minutes. And what I noticed was LeBron James was finding him wide open for some easy dimes. And that game, really, the Lakers pulled away. And really, it should have been a lot easier game. And I will say this, and people think, oh, man, you love LeBron so much. You never criticize him. You never criticize him. But I will say the Bulls made a run. But then the Lakers was up by like 10 or 12 in like 3 minutes. But the Bulls made a hell of a run to get them back close. Now, we know there was no AD, so it was pretty much LeBron and others. KCP wasn't back yet because he was still out to the ankle injury. He came back yesterday. We'll get into that more in a little bit. But LeBron took a very ill-advised shot. They were up by 1 point, and that was it. And the shot clock was running out, but it was still like 6 or 7 seconds left on the shot clock. And I don't know if it was just fatigue from LeBron, had been playing the whole game, or maybe he just felt it. Maybe he just felt it and knew that he was about to make that shot. So he took one of them half-court threes from damn near the logo as the last shot, and it clanked off the front of the rim. And after it clanked off the front of the rim, that really gave the Chicago Bulls opportunity to go back down and win the game. Luckily, like Zach LaVine came up short and missed the shot, and they lost, or the Lakers could have really blown that lead. So for all the people who think that I think LeBron is just perfect and can do no wrong, there you go. There's a criticism right there. I don't think LeBron should have took that shot. Whether or not he felt like he could have made it anyway, he should have went strong to the hole, especially with the 1 point lead. He should have went strong to the hole. Drive, you know, if he would have, if the defense would have collapsed on him, he could have kicked it out to an open man like he does normally. But for whatever reason, I guess he was feeling it. The shot was close. I won't say it was just terrible, but I would rather not see that shot as the last shot, your last possession of a 1-point game. So the Lakers did dodge a bullet, and they did come out victorious and win that game. So, and then meanwhile, your boy Kyrie Irving, we have yet to see him play. And everybody says, well, why is he not playing? You know, it's personal reasons. He didn't tell his coach, but yet he texted his teammates. He texted his teammates and let them know the reason why. And nobody's still really discussing it. There are rumors and people now coming out saying that it's because of everything that happened with the Capitol. I guess Wednesday or whatever day that was, whenever they stormed the Capitol or whatnot. And I try not to really dive off into politics on this channel for various reasons. Even though I'm very well educated and can discuss these sorts of matters, I'm not really going to bring that up for various reasons. But at the end of the day, I just feel like Kyrie, you know, if you want to make a statement about that, which of course I understand his viewpoint, don't get me wrong, and everybody has a right to protest however they choose to, as long as they're willing to accept the repercussions of it. But the thing is, to me, you don't leave your teammates hanging. Now, if your team wanted to protest, then that's fine. If that's something your team wanted to do was not play, then that's fine. Then by all means, sit out and make a statement as a team. But when you do that, then you leave your team vulnerable to losses. And the purpose of being in the NBA is to win. And, you know, KD was already out for a week from contact tracing. So you came out and played a hell of a game and won a game. So, I mean, obviously the team needed you. And then they actually came out and won another game without you and without KD. So that goes to show you that the Brooklyn Nets, you know, they're pretty deep. And I would say, for the most part, a well-coached team. I think Steve Nash has put together a pretty good coaching staff, and Mike D'Antoni, even though I'm just not the biggest D'Antoni fan, but at least he has some NBA head coaching experience and can guide Nash in the right way. But anyway, I just feel like for Kyrie to continue to sit out, if that is indeed the reason, and nobody died in his family or any kind of personal matters like that, then I think if he's protesting because of his political views, then that's just selfish on Kyrie. But we won't get into all that. So going back to yesterday's game, the Lakers played again on last night, and Anthony Davis did return to the lineup as they took on the Houston Rockets. Now, they played the Rockets, and for the most part, they dominated the Rockets from start to finish. And this is what I'm trying to tell everybody. This is what you better watch out for, because the Lakers are going to win another championship this year, and who the hell can you get to stop them? I just don't really see. I want you to put in the comments below a team that you actually think can beat the Lakers in a 7-game series. Please put the comments below a team that you think can beat the Lakers in a 7-game series. The only team I think that would compete against the Lakers in a 7-game series would be a healthy Brooklyn Nets. But at this point, I know it's still early on. It's not even a guarantee that they would make the finals, because as teams start to gel in the East, then you're going to see teams play just a little bit harder. And then once you get into a 7-game series, then it's going to be all about matchups. So, you know, Brooklyn's still going to have to deal with Milwaukee. They still going to have to deal with Boston. You know, they still going to have to deal with Miami, team that has a lot better cohesiveness. But at the end of the day, I will say that Brooklyn is a lot more talented, considering they had the second best player in the league in Kevin, and considering they have a top 4 or 5 point guard in Kyrie. So people think I'm a hater, but I'm not. You know, I'm not hating on KD or Kyrie. They excellent players and they an excellent team. I just don't feel that they're going to beat the Lakers. Matter of fact, I know they're not going to be able to beat the Lakers if they get a chance to see them. I need to pull up the schedule and see when do they meet them in the regular season, because I think that's going to be very, very interesting. But anyway, I didn't focus a whole lot over this weekend on basketball like I should have. I took in a few games, but I did see that everybody wants to start giving Steph Curry hell for having such a pathetic showing against Toronto. But he did his thing against the Clippers the other night as the whole team was guarding him, and Steph Curry showed that he is capable of leading the team, at least I think, to the playoffs, because a lot of people was doubting him. So I think he feel like he got a lot to prove, and that's what he's going to come out and do, show everybody that he's not a scrub, which I never thought he was. I still think Steph Curry is one of the best shooters, if not the best shooter of all time. I don't necessarily think that he can lead a group of scrubs to a title or anything like LeBron did, but I do believe he can lead a not so good team to the playoffs because he is that good, especially once he gets heated up, and then he can start to get others involved. And then Wiggins is starting to look nice. His size is something that is going to have to be reckoned with when it comes to other matchups, especially against teams like Portland, because I think he can really use his size against other backcourt people like C.J. McCullough and things of that nature. But you know, everybody wants to give Steph Curry hell because you know, he missed so many shots. He was like 2 out of 14 or something yesterday. But at the end of the day, they still came away with the victory. So that's the only thing that really mattered. So since they came away with the victory, I don't really have too much problem with Steph Curry having a bad night. Everybody have a bad night every once in a while. Nobody is perfect. So, again, the Clippers played the Bulls yesterday, and that was a hell of a game too. And LaVine came up just short again. And, you know, I will give props to Kawhi Leonard. You know, he did his thing in the last couple of minutes, making sure he came down and hit his patented little spin around, turn around, little fadeaway to put some distance between the Clippers and the Bulls last night. And LaVine still had a chance at the end to hit a 3 to tie it up and go to overtime. I just knew he was going to make that 3, but he just came up just a little bit short and was unable to do so. So, with all that being said, you know, the Lakers sit atop of the West still, followed by the Phoenix Suns and the Clippers. So the Lakers still got the #1 spot. We're going to see how that continues to go throughout the season. Like I said, it still is early, but even though it's early, before you know it, you're going to look up, it's going to be All-Star break, and then all the teams are really going to be fighting and jockeying for position. So that was just my thoughts on the best games that happened over this weekend in the NBA. My Titans did lose, so that do got me in a kind of damper spirit. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So this is your boy B New, and once again, I'm saying right on to the real, and much love to y'all haters. Peace.